Ever wonder how Arctic insects manage to survive in the harsh, icy conditions of the polar tundra? In the biting cold and relentless winds of the Arctic, where the ground is a frozen tundra for most of the year, life seems impossible. And yet, in this seemingly inhospitable landscape, a flurry of tiny creatures thrive, each boasting a unique set of survival skills that could put the most seasoned explorers to shame. Welcome to the microscopic world of Arctic insects. In this land of sub-zero temperatures where food sources are scarce and survival is a daily battle, these insects have developed fascinating strategies to endure. Some are freeze-tolerant, capable of allowing their bodies to freeze without causing damage. Others avoid freezing altogether, employing antifreeze-like substances to prevent ice from forming within their bodies. And still, others synchronize their life cycles with the seasons, ensuring they're active only during the brief, less harsh Arctic summer. Stay tuned to discover the ingenious ways these tiny creatures manage to thrive in such extreme conditions. Imagine if you could freeze solid and then thaw out, perfectly fine. That's what Arctic insects can do. This miraculous feat is achieved through a strategy known as freeze tolerance. Unlike us, these insects can allow their body fluids to freeze without causing cell damage. When the harsh Arctic winter descends, they enter a state of suspended animation, their bodies turning into tiny ice sculptures. But they're far from dead. When the temperature rises, they thaw and revive, ready to resume their lives. One such insect is the Arctic woolly bear moth, a tiny creature with an extraordinary ability to survive the winter. It allows itself to freeze solid, only to thaw out and carry on as if nothing happened when spring arrives. This remarkable adaptation allows these insects to survive in one of the most extreme environments on Earth. But not all Arctic insects can freeze and thaw. Some have a different strategy. What if you could keep your body fluids liquid even at temperatures below freezing? That's the strategy of some Arctic insects. Imagine being able to stroll across a frozen landscape, your body filled with a natural antifreeze. This is no science fiction tale, but a reality for some insects thriving in Canada's Arctic tundra. These tiny warriors of the cold employ a fascinating strategy known as freeze avoidance. By producing special proteins, they prevent their body fluids from freezing, much like the antifreeze we use in our vehicles. This marvelous adaptation allows them to remain active, even during the chilliest months of winter. Take, for instance, certain types of beetles. They have mastered this strategy to such an extent that they can even be found scuttling across the snow, seemingly impervious to the cold. It's as if these little creatures have their own miniature heating systems, keeping the chill at bay. While some insects fight the freeze, others simply sync their lives with the seasons. Imagine if you could sleep through the worst of the winter and wake up when conditions improve. That's what some Arctic insects do. It's a masterstroke of nature, an elegant dance with the seasons, a survival strategy that's as fascinating as it is effective. Insects, like certain types of flies and mosquitoes, have evolved to synchronize their life cycles with the harsh Arctic seasons. As winter descends and temperatures plummet, these tiny creatures enter a dormant state known as diapause. It's a bit like hibernation, where metabolic activities slow down and the insect essentially sleeps through the worst of the cold. But when the short Arctic summer arrives, it's all systems go. The insects awaken from their diapause, becoming active once again. They feed, mate, and lay eggs, making the most of the brief respite from the cold. From freezing solid to sleeping through the winter, Arctic insects have evolved fascinating strategies to survive in one of Earth's harshest environments.